everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Comedy Corral, where we attempt to bring you funny filtered
from life's crap. Mr. Ed, have you ever...
Nope.
What do you mean? I haven't even asked the question yet.
What happened in the car?
What are you talking about?
The last episode you told the boys to get in the car. What happened? You can't just stop a story in the middle.
I didn't stop in the middle. I took them home. The end.
All that crap happens in one night and it's just over?
I didn't say that. You did.
So that's not it. It's not over?
Oh yeah. The party is definitely over.
I know the party is over. But you can't just leave an audience with, get in the car.
I don't see an audience.
Would you stop? You're driving me insane. Is it over?
Well, that would be a short drive. And yes, it's over. But the aftermath is just beginning.
Oh, thank God.
You're welcome.
Wait, you're not God.
The next day, I came home from work and walked into my house, and half of my stuff is gone.
Where did it go?
I took it for a walk, Ed. Where do you think it went? It was stolen.
But I thought you bought it.
I did, Ed. It was stolen from me.
Who stole it?
Really, Ed? I don't know that yet.
Yes, you do. If it's your story, and it has already happened, then you do know who stole your stuff.
Do you ever read a book?
Well, yeah. I read to my kids.
Do you start the book on the last page?
No, silly. That would give the story away.
Exactly. Wait for it.
Wait for what? Oh, I get it.
Ed, do you use Q-tips to clean your ears?
Yeah, why?
You're supposed to stop when you feel resistance.
Ha ha. Very funny.
They thought so. May I continue?
Go ahead. I'm not stopping you.
As I get to my back door, I saw that the window was broken out, which is how the burglar or burglars broke into the house in the first place.
You didn't have any security?
No, Ed. It was a mobile home. They are made out of toothpicks and wrapped in aluminum foil.
Really? I didn't know that.
Wow.
Did you fix your window in the back door?
No, I was mad that I got robbed, so I booby-trapped it.
What is a booby trap?
Well, I wired electricity to my doorknob in case they came back to finish me off.
How'd that work?
Worked great. But the cops came by my work to ask some follow-up questions about the missing girl. And my boss, seeing cops in his business, didn't wait for an explanation. He terminated my employment.
This party wasn't such a good idea, was it?
Don't remind me, Ed. So when I get home from my job that day, I find a guy slumped over my back door, moaning, "Help me."
Did you help him?
I politely interrogated him first.
No offense, cowboy. You're a lot of things, but polite is not one of them.
I unhooked him and called the police.
What did the cops say?
Well, it was the same two officers as if they were the only officers on the entire police force.
Oh no. What did they have to say?
Seeing as how this was their third visit to my house in 48 hours, the one officer said, "You're having a hell of a weekend, aren't you?"
What did you say?
You could say that, sir. Oh, and by the way, thank you for coming to my job today. My boss fired me as soon as you guys left.
What did they say?
The other officer said, "What is going on here?"
What did you tell them?
I said, well, when I got home yesterday, I had been robbed. So I booby-trapped my back door in case they came back to finish me off. And oh, look, they did.
What happened next?
The officer said, Ken, you cannot hotwire a burglar. And I said, no disrespect, sir, but the evidence would suggest that I can.
What did they say to that?
He said booby-trapping your house to catch a criminal never works.
What did you say?
I just said there is a puddle of piss on my porch that says you're wrong.
Oh, no, you didn't. What did they do?
Frustrated with my demeanor, they arrested my uninvited visitor and left.
Was Miranda there?
Who the heck is Miranda?
You know, they recite that thing from Miranda.
That is not a person, Ed. They read the criminal their rights, and that was named after a case.
Don't let Miranda hear that.
You need to get out more.
I get outside every day. What did you do after the police left?
I went inside to find the majority of my household inventory gone. I did manage to have a kitchen table and one chair left.
Why would burglars take kitchen chairs?
I don't know the answer to that.
I despise thieves.
Me too, Mr. Ed. So I went into the kitchen and sat down at the table, momentarily joined by the mouse I had stepped on 2 nights earlier, who now had crutches and his girlfriend with him.
Wait, mice have a hospital?
No, Ed, that was a joke.
Then how did the mouse get crutches? I didn't know they made crutches that small. What were the crutches made of?
A chewed up pretzel. I don't know.
I didn't know mice were that smart.
Of course you didn't. Suddenly, I found myself having a conversation with rodents.
Oh my God, they talk too?
A few days later, my buddies had recovered enough from the party to venture out again. No, Ed, no. They called me and asked if I would come pick them up. And I said, since I'm unemployed and my house was raked clean of all my possessions, not to mention my most recent human contact was with rodents, sure, why not?
Rodents aren't human.
I'm beginning to wonder if you are human.
Well, there was a time when I was a kid when I saw a UFO.
Nope. Not going to do it, Ed. I picked up 3 of the 4 guys, and I'm headed to my house when I see a tractor trailer rig coming toward me, hauling a mobile home.
Is that like a trailer?
Yes, Ed. A mobile home is also referred to as a trailer.
I have a trailer that hauls my lawnmower, but I can't live in it.
Really, Ed? Wow. Now, mobile home transport is not uncommon in this area. However, this particular mobile home looks remarkably familiar.
Why is that, cowboy?
As this mobile home passes me on the highway, my head follows it all the way around until I'm looking out my back window as it passed. I turned to my friend Will in the passenger seat and I said, dude, that was my house.
Really? Why was your mobile home, mobile?
And my friend said, yeah, right. That's a good one. I said, no, serious, man. That was my house.
What did you do?
Not waiting for these idiots to believe me, I do a U-turn and I chase down the mobile home hauler. I position my car in front of him and slow down, eventually causing him to stop.
Why did you do that? Isn't that reckless?
Yeah, but so is being mobile homeless.
How? Why? What is mobile homeless?
Think about it. The driver stands up with his door open, looking like a cast member from Deliverance, and yells, "Hey, pissant, what's your problem?"
What is a pissant?
It's a metaphor. I yell back, "That's my house." He replied, "Not anymore. Now it belongs to the bank."
What is a metaphor? The guy or the pissant? What are you talking about?
I'm trying to tell a story. But the only way I could do that is if I keep you confused so you don't ask so many questions.
That's mean, cowboy.
No, that is progress. I asked the burly truck driver, "Would you mind if I go inside the trailer and grab a few clothes then?"
What did he say?
The guy looks at his watch, says, "You've got 5 minutes. If you're not out of that trailer by then, I'm going to repossess you as well."
Oh, cowboy. I cannot imagine how that made you feel.
Ed, passing your mobile home going the other way is the highest level of lowness you can achieve.
That's not true. An alien can...
Just stop with the alien, please. If that is your idea of making me feel better, you need to keep working at it, because that was horrible.
Not as horrible as having to retrieve your clothing from a mobile home hooked to a truck.
I stand corrected.
No, you don't. You're sitting.
Whatever. I go inside and I make my way to the bedroom. Open the closet using the bear hug move, and I grab as many clothes as I can and put them into the trunk of my car.
How many clothes did you get?
I don't know, Ed. I didn't count them. I only have 5 minutes.
You let your underwear go to the bank?
I just lost everything I own. And the only thing you're concerned about is whether or not the bank gets my underwear?
Well, yeah. I wouldn't want the bank to have my underwear. I don't even let the washing machine see some of mine.
TMI, Ed. Again, TMI. So I sit down in the driver's seat of my car, feeling totally defeated.
At least you have your health.
Health don't buy food. Pay bills. Enable you to live in society.
Maybe, but without your health, you cannot climb back to the top when you're at the bottom. Glass half full, cowboy, glass half full.
That is mighty positive stuff coming from a farmer.
That's because I grow the food that makes people healthy, if they choose to eat it.
All right. I will buy that. Meanwhile, the guys in my car are arguing about how far I will go with this prank. I tell them in as serious of a voice as I can, "Guys, that was my house."
What did they say to that?
"Yeah, right, man. You're good. Let's go to your house, man. I'm hungry."
No offense, cowboy, but your friends seem a little dumb. What did you do?
Really, Ed? You're calling them dumb? That's like the pot calling the kettle black, don't you think?
What I think is you need to answer the question and stop bringing up pots and kettles and things not in the story.
For once, I agree with you. I look into the rearview mirror, and as I watch my home drive away, I tell the boys, "All right, you want to go to my house? Let's go to my house." I turn the car around and start driving to my property.
Why would you do that? There was no house there.
Because the boys don't believe me. They still think this was an elaborate prank.
You need new friends, cowboy.
I agree, Ed. But as I pull up into my yard, there is a 12-foot by 45-foot bare spot of dirt where my trailer used to be, with pipes sticking out of the ground, as well as an equally sized burn spot in the grass adjacent to the bare spot.
Well, do they believe you now?
Suddenly, the guys all remembered they had something more pressing to do and asked me if I would take them home.
Cowboy, that is cold.
Not actually. When I returned to my property, I spent the night reflecting in a tent, warmed by the coals of the fire from 6 days ago. My car and a handful of clothes was all I had left.
Man, what did you do?
The next morning, I drove to town and donated plasma.
What is plasma?
It's in your blood. I donated blood, Ed, and earned $20 for my...
Wait, hold up. You can make money donating blood?
Back then you could. I don't know about now, anyway, but I put $20 in my gas tank and I drove to the state where my parents lived and moved in with them.
Did they let you?
Well, yeah, they are my parents. Then 3 weeks later, my car was repossessed, leaving me with just my clothes.
Man, you've had a rough life.
Maybe, but they say whatever doesn't kill you only makes you stronger.
After what I just heard, you should be Mr. Universe.
No, I shouldn't. I don't like to work out.
Wait, what is the point of this story?
The moral of this story is, if you focus too much on your image, you may end up with nothing left but your imagination.
Okay, Cowboy, that sound means it's time for the Manure Minute.
It sure does, Ed. So what do we have this week?
Well, Cowboy, this week is a question to you from Kayla of Harville, Missouri, writes, what was your inspiration for writing Comedy Corral?
Great question, Kayla. Well, I have for a long time wanted to film my own project. But on several occasions, by the time it came to film, everybody else associated with the project bailed. For years, I've tried to come up with an idea that I could film without having to depend on too many other people. Comedy Corral is that project. And it's only thanks to my cinematographer and Mr. Ed, my co-host. But in all the times that I was working in the film industry, I never could get cast with a speaking part. So I started Comedy Corral for a couple of reasons. One was to add photography and videography to our DJ business. But the second one was, if they're not going to cast me in a show where I can have speaking lines, well, I'll cast myself. So I started Cowboy Ken Productions in 2022. And in May of 2022, we started pre-production on Comedy Corral. And Mr. Ed, here we are.
Great question, Kayla. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for this episode of the Comedy Corral. And remember, when life gets crappy, find the funny
And be happy. Just sit there and look farmerish.
I don't know how.
Then figure it out. That last comment should keep Mr. Ed busy for a minute or two. One morning, I went into the bathroom to take a shower to get ready for work. Now it's okay, cut. Cut. For the last time, I don't have a Duma. Anyway, as almost so close. So close. No, actually she was kind of cold. It was around October, I think. Oh my God. I have been around you too long.
What is that supposed to mean?
I can actually feel my IQ dropping.
What is IQ?
Something you are missing. On my way back to my house, I noticed a red flag. What was that face? No, actually, she was kind of cold. It was around October, I think. Oh my God. I have been around you too long.
What is that supposed to mean?
I can actually feel my IQ drop.
What is IQ?
Something you were missing. On the way back to my house, I noticed a red glow in the sky. I said to myself in the car, wow, something is really burning. That's a big fire. It's red. Read.
Try not to laugh. I don't like fire. I have to burn my.
Nobody cares, Ed.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, we've
That's-
done.
Hello.
Everyone, and welcome to the. No.
God, you say that be mine.